Ultimates is just
it throws it in your face.
It's like they did. We're going to shock you. They're killing Spider-Man.
If they haven't already.
No, it's happening now. They're killing Spider-Man. And it was national news until they found out it was Ultimates, and then
no one gave a shit. Well,
yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a contradictory statement. All the kids are like up in arms.
There are fans that like Ultimates, and if that's your cup of tea, that's fine. Here's another example of something I don't particularly care for. There were people who wrote these comics in the 60s. They were brilliant creators. And when we say creators, we mean the writers and the artists.
Let's see, Jack Kirby, Stan Lee,
Steve Ditko. We have. Oh, by the way, Gene Colan died.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he had a stroke and died, and we would like to pass our sympathies on to his family, and we mourn the loss of a legend. But getting back to this, it's Ultimates taking these established characters that they had put their blood, sweat, and tears into,
and bastardizing,
and turning them into crap. Basically, they've killed off half the X-Men.
Well, let's take a look here for a second. I want to throw out one of my favorite X-Men characters of all time. Fascinating character, very cool. From day one, she has been a staple on the X-Men teams. Psylocke. And we'll go through here. We'll show you pictures of her through the years in 616 continuity, the main continuity, and just show you what she looks like here. You know, she's a cool character. She's a badass, and she has a personality to match. Now, let's look at the Ultimate version. My God, she looks like one of those emo kids or one of those scene kids. I mean, it's just stupid. She's got all these piercings, and she looks like she's, 14?
Okay, can I throw one out?
Yeah, go for it.
The World Devourer, Galactus.
Oh, God.
Galactus is one, literally, if you want to talk about fascinating characters in Marvel, Galactus takes the cake. Survivor of a previous universe, his name was Galen. He comes into this universe, and depending on what continuity you believe, his purpose in this universe is to devour celestial eggs. The planets that he eats have celestials incubating in them. Even if you don't believe that, he is the world devourer. His hunger knows no limits. And one of the fascinating aspects is the brains of most life forms cannot process Galactus' true form. So if he comes to Earth, he's a human. If he goes to a planet full of vegetables, he's a vegetable. If he goes to the Skrull homeworld, he's a Skrull. That is just amazing to me that he appears as what they can understand. And we will show you a picture of the mighty Galactus.
Oh, can I throw out the picture of him fighting Rachel?
Yes.
Oh, I love that. That was one of the coolest scenes in Excalibur. But, okay, so here you go. You got...
This is the World Devourer Galactus versus Phoenix 2.
Yes. Rachel Summers, Rachel Gray, another one of my favorite characters. She's
Mine
awesome.
too.
Oh, she fascinating character.
And how did they improve him in Ultimates?
Oh, let's just hope we can find a picture, because I have looked on Google and I have not been able to find an
Well, if we can't find a picture, I'll just go ahead and tell you.
Go ahead and explain it.
Instead of his name being Galactus, it is GUL space LAK space TUS. Galactus. A giant fart cloud of robots. You heard me right. A cloud of robots.
So wait. By that standard, shouldn't his name be Galacti?
Yes. Okay. You take the X-Men, children of the atom, born with the X gene. That's something extra that, no pun intended, that gave them mutant abilities. And where did they get their abilities in Ultimates? They're all members of Weapon X that created Wolverine, who was evil and a plant for Magneto. Say what?
Yeah, and let's see, wait a minute, let's see, and
Wolverine's about 23.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is he, like?
Oh, he's dead now.
Yeah, dead. Yeah. Plus, that's where this whole fucking thing of Sabretooth as Wolverine's brother came about, which was just, I'm sorry. I liked the Wolverine Origins movie. It was good for a movie. I enjoyed it. They got a lot of shit wrong. I really, honestly, Gambit is another one of my favorite characters. I honestly, the guy that played him did a good job. I really enjoyed the performance. But what was his point? What was his purpose? He flew the fucking plane. I mean, here you got one of the most popular Marvel characters.
And he was in a throwaway role.
Yeah, he didn't do shit. He threw a card. He fought Wolverine and Sabretooth for like 2 minutes.
He flew in the air with his staff, which I didn't know he could do.
Yeah, and then he fucking flew the plane that took Wolverine to...
And he blew up a piece of shrapnel or a piece of the reactor.
It was very disappointing for me because I've been waiting for Gambit to be in the movie since day one.
Yeah, I'm not exactly holding my breath to see Bishop or Longshot in the X-Men movies, but apparently one of my favorite new X-Men, Darwin, is in the movie for 10 minutes. And,
yeah, according to a review that we watched by another YouTuber, which just, I mean, normally I like the guy, I think he's pretty funny, but I agree with Brian, his review was really lackluster and it didn't really give a lot of facts.
It just seemed like he just wanted to get on there and be snarky and complain and make jokes. And, at least we try to get our facts here.
Yeah.
Another problem I have with Ultimates is certain characters are dumb, for lack of a better term. Take Venom, for example. Venom symbiote came to Earth, depending on which version, once again, movie or comic. In the movie, it came to Earth on an asteroid or meteorite.
Which is basically the same way they did it in the 90s cartoon, which I don't really have a huge problem with that.
If I'm not mistaken, the 90s cartoon, it hitched a ride on the space shuttle.
Yes, it did. It took over J. Jonah Jameson's son first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Peter Parker
in the regular 616 universe, an alien machine on the Beyonders battle world during Secret Wars created the suit, which was an alien symbiote, unbeknownst to Spidey himself. And, well, I know people say, well, wouldn't Reed Richards, he was there when Iron Man figured it out. Well, yeah, probably when they weren't getting the shit beat out of them by Doctor Doom and the rest of the villains.
There was just too much shit going on. I mean, really, if you had time to stop between that Secret War, I mean, it was called Secret Wars for a reason, people. Yeah. Use your noodle. I mean,
and it's a good read. It is a fantastic read.
It is. It's a great series. I mean, it's constant action. I mean, and I'm not saying that's...
And there's some character development there, too.
There was what?
Character development.
No, say that again?
Yeah, it was filler. It was filler between action scenes.
No. Look at the screen.
Character development.
Oh my god, it's been so long since I've heard those words.
Yeah, that's the stuff that gets in the way of the action, like the first Punisher movie. Or the second Punisher movie.
And like the Dragon Ball series. Don't let the plot get in the way of the action, or don't let the action get in the way of the plot, however you want to look at it.
But in Ultimates, the symbiote was created by Peter Parker's dad, who was partnered up with Eddie Brock's dad.
Yeah, and I think that they weren't getting enough anal sex or something, so they had a falling out. And
Carnage. Carnage is either...
Let's just go ahead and say it. Neither one of us really care for Carnage in 616, but this is just even worse.
This is actually they brought Carnage back in 616. He was a cyborg. They did kill him.
Yeah.
And he actually got ripped in half, but the symbiote killed itself to save him.
But it's Marvel, so he got better.
Actually, I think he got like robot legs. But there was another Carnage symbiote. It killed the woman it was with. Now he's like a vampire and he can fly. He can like produce wings and stuff. He can shapeshift. So he's actually a little more interesting now than he was.
Yeah.
He's not really a Venom clone anymore. They've kind of, I'm kind of interested in Carnage now. And the Marvel, the Spider-Man Carnage figure, God, that thing's awesome. I really didn't want to like it, but damn, I do. But anyway, getting back to this,
Ultimates.
Carnage killed Gwen Stacy.
Let's say that again. Well, hang on. First of all, for all the people who have not read the comics
or seen the third movie,
well, let's just stick with the comics. Let's go ahead and explain why this is wrong, because that is not how it happened in the comics.
No, she was kidnapped by the Green Goblin. She was taken on the, I think, George Washington Bridge, and he threw her off. Spider-Man shot the web he snagged her foot, but the force of the impact of him pulling her to a stop snapped her neck, and she died.
Yep.
So it was a very tragic death. It impacted Spider-Man a lot, and now it means nothing. If you're going to revamp a character, make them interesting. Don't make them stupid. I'm not sure if Carnage is Gwen Stacy, killed Gwen Stacy.
Ate her soul,
don't
took her
care.
puppies, kicked her kittens.
They introduced characters like Cloak and Dagger. They introduced Dagger, Tawny Bowen, as an anti-mutant teenager. Huh? Okay, no.
Wait. Did they develop the Sentinel program too?
I'm not even sure if the Sentinel program's in it or not.
I don't think it is. No, it is. It is. I've seen pictures. It is. I'm sure it's probably stupid. Galactus probably, farted.
The problem we have with Ultimates, Tony Stark, Iron Man, Antonio Stark, he's a mutant. He was born with neural material, brain matter, through his entire body. And his dad put this bio-virus armor on him,
I have a question.
and it became his skin, and it stopped the pain.
I have a question. So he has brain material through all of his body.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean if he stubs his toe, he'll forget what he ate for lunch yesterday?
I have no clue. It's just so stupid. I don't want to think about it. It's just, it's an alternate universe, and that's fine. The problem I have with it is people want to replace the regular Marvel universe with this.
And do you want to know why?
Because
they're too fucking lazy to read about the characters that they supposedly love.
I have seen people complain about Thor, the movie Thor, which we both liked
It was a good
lot.
movie. It really was a good movie.
They did change some things like the Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah.
But I thought the Rainbow Bridge rocked.
It was
in
a
that
neat
movie.
idea. It was a good idea.
It was much better than a rainbow. I mean, in the comics, the Rainbow Bridge. I love the Rainbow Bridge in the comics. It's awesome. Visually, it's an impressive visual. Would never have worked in a movie.
No.
I mean, some of the things that got changed were changed for a reason.
Well, that's like all the Marvel movies. I mean, think about it. The X-Men costumes, they just wouldn't have transferred to screen very well.
They tried it. They did a screen test with them, and they sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, one of my favorite Marvel characters, two of them are Blade and Ghost Rider. If you see, we'll put a picture of. Here we go.
Comics Blade.
70s 70s Blade. Fake Blade. Here he is.
Get over that. That was.
And they revamped Blade in the 90s with the Wesley Snipes movies, and you know what? I ate it up. I loved it.
Wesley Snipes was perfect as Blade. He did a great performance. He looked awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The attitude was awesome. They were good movies, and but that's not taking anything away from the comics. The comics were awesome too, but it's different.
You can take certain characters like Ghost Rider or Blade and tweak their origins, and there's no problem. There's no problem at all.
But the underlying premise is it's a separate universe.
Yes, it should remain separate. I don't want to see ultimate characters or ultimate versions in mainstream Marvel movies. They have said, Cap, that Iron Man is set in mainstream Marvel.
And that's
why
where it
the
should
hell
be.
is Ultimate Nick Fury in it then? That's the problem I have.